Hello everyone, Brother Yubby here, bringing you the Pokemon World Cup. So, little rundown. I received information from a friend of mine. We are in a mutual server. I played in his league. The league is the CKBL. It is the Cool Kids Battle League. So, I do not record for that league. I actually came in as a substitute a while ago, and we ended up losing in the semifinals. But we lost in the semifinals to Stromfell. And if you don't know who Stromf is, then I suggest that you go check him out. He has the sexiest voice ever, and he is the best GBA analyst. So, sorry to all the other GBA analysts out there. You're just not that good. So, I will jump right into the draft breakdown of the Pokemon World Cup because we have been accepted. We are accepted as a player of the CKBL. And so 4 people from each league are participating, and BTR is actually in it. BTR is my league, but I had already committed to the CKBL before BTR was invited in. So BTR has their own set of representatives. They will all be uploading. I do not have links to their YouTube channels at the moment, but I do hope that they are all going to be uploading, and it does start very shortly. So hopefully I will be able to edit in the description of the video with their links. And I just first want to say thank you to Checkmate for setting up the league. He has done an incredible job, and I can't give him enough props for putting this whole thing together. Was and is a great idea, and I'm so honored to be participating. So this is a tournament style. So we all drafted in separate draft pools, and we are all now. There were 2 separate draft pools. There were, I believe, 16 teams in each draft pool, and then we got put into separate pools of 4 to where we're playing our first 3 matches. Top 2 from there are going to move on to the individual brackets. So from there, we will jump right into the picks. Our team name is the Russian Rowlet. I will probably have our logo as the thumbnail of this video, but if I do not, not that big of a deal. You will see it throughout the course of the video, or not this video, but the videos that I put out. And we'll jump right into the draft analysis. So, first things first, we had the number 1 overall pick for our draft pool. So, got very, I'd call it lucky. I didn't know what I wanted to draft, and me being in the first position really made it so I could only draft 1 Pokemon. And I've never used this Pokemon before. I've used its quote-unquote alternate form. I've used its brother. And if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, I have Megalodios. And Megalodios is fantastic in Draft League format to the point where it shouldn't be allowed most of the time. Megalodios is phenomenal. It is so bulky. 120 defense, 150 special defense, 80 HP with the ability to recover, the ability to reflect type, the ability to spread toxics, the ability to just do anything you want it to. It's incredible. Base 110 speed also is phenomenal. It is just, I can't say enough about this Pokemon, about how good it is individually, but I have no idea how to build around it. I absolutely was stumped on what to build around this. I know it's a Dragon Psychic type. I've had Latios, I've had Latias, I've had Megalodios before. I don't know what to do with Megalodios. So I just kind of built a different team around it and let Megalodios kind of just be there. So the rest of my team is kind of structured around a few Pokemon. So it's structured around my next pick being Zapdos. Zapdos came back to me in the 2nd round. So I had the number 1 overall pick. There were 31 picks before my next pick came, and I had 2 in a row. And Zapdos was still there. And I know some people may not think Zapdos is that great, but Zapdos is phenomenal, and I am ready to prove it. Zapdos is my favorite Draft League Pokemon, and it is so well complementing the Megalodios. Not really, but it is. Megalodios is so bulky that it can take any rock hit that Zapdos doesn't want to take, and just they're both incredibly bulky and incredibly strong, both at the same time. So I'm really looking forward to using both of them together. So, and then I actually wasn't planning on getting Zapdos. A little story here. I was planning on getting Tapu Bulu and Heatran because they both were still there right before my pick. The pick directly before me, Tapu Bulu went. Or no, Heatran went. Because I wanted Heatran more than I wanted Tapu Bulu, and if I got Heatran, I was going to get Bulu. I don't like Bulu very much. It's a great Pokemon. I can respect how great of a Pokemon it is, but I don't like it. It does not fit my playstyle. It's too slow for my personal liking. So, I kind of got thrown for a loop. I got, spoilers here, I got sniped a lot. Basically, every Steel type that I wanted got sniped from me. And Steel types are huge when you're building around Mega Latias. And I realized this, and I struggled to get a good Steel type because I kept putting it off by one round, being like, it will be there. Or when the picks were coming back up to me, within 3 picks, it would get taken. And I didn't know what to do. So I did my best, I promise. So I grabbed Zapdos. Zapdos, incredibly bulky, incredibly offensive. Just overall, an incredible Pokemon. Fits a different speed tier than Mega Latias, so Mega Latias will outspeed the base 100s. Zapdos will force them to run max speed if they want to make sure that they're at least speed tying with an offensive Zapdos. And Static is now available almost always with Zapdos, which is great. Next Pokemon, I had 2 back-to-back picks. I decided to, with kind of the draft plan that I had some sort of a draft plan. There was one Pokemon that was going to obliterate me if I faced it, and if I didn't pick it. So I picked it, and I picked Mamoswine. Mamoswine is an incredible Pokemon. Look at that attack stat. 130 with 110 base HP, with an 80 speed, with priority. It gets thick fat, so it can take the hits. Priority Ice Shard. What do you have for an Adamant Life Orb Mamoswine? Nothing. Nothing switches into this monster. It is such a good Pokemon. Things that can be immune to ground type. Flying types, and a lot of dragon types that get levitate. Maybe dragon flying types. Anything like that. What are they weak to? Ice. Ice. And Mamoswine has the dual coverage. It's perfect. What comes in on an ice type attack? A steel type. Goodbye. I get it. I have Earthquake. You know what? Maybe a water type wants to come in. I still get Freeze Dry. So forget about it. Mamoswine's incredible. I'm really looking forward to using it. So all the way down, all the way back up to me picking. And I picked Shaman. I love Shaman. Shaman is such a good Pokemon. Base 100s all around. Can be bulky, can be offensive, can be speedy. Shares a speed tier with Zapdos, but they're not going to be the same speed tier. They're going to fill different roles, which is perfectly fine in my eyes. If I'm bringing an offensive Zapdos, I don't need an offensive Shaman. I don't need it speedy. If I'm running them both bulky, I can speed creep pretty much the same thing and have investments out the wazoo, or I can separate their speed tiers to kind of gauge what's going to outspeed what, to kind of gauge how much speed my opponent has in their Pokemon. Natural Cure is an incredible ability. I can switch out and just rid myself of any status ailment. Gets Leech Seed. I can Leech Seed Protect. Its offensive Seed Flare is one of the most spammable moves in the game, not just because it's an amazing grass stab for Shaman, but because it can lower your opponent's special defense by 2 stages, which is perfect for the breaking power of Shaman. Even on a bulky defensive Shaman, it has that breaking power. So, I don't know exactly what order my next picks came in because I haven't checked. I just have the list of Pokemon kind of off the top of my head. And so the next Pokemon that I have is something else kind of paired with Mamoswine that doesn't have a switch in. And whatever switches into it is incredibly pressured by Latias, Mega Latias, Zapdos, and Shaman. And that's been Darmanitan. Darmanitan, Sheer Force, Life Orb, base 140 attack, Flare Blitz. Pick your sack. Nothing comes in on this. Nothing. And you know what comes in on it? Bulky water types. You know what Shaman beats? You know what Zapdos beats? You know what Mega Latias beats? Bulky water types. Perfect pick in my eyes. Amazing pick. I love this pick. I love Darmanitan. This is a great fit to this team, and it gives me a fire type to kind of pair up with Shaman. I could start building a fire water grass core. I kind of have my dragon with Latias, and my next pick or my next Pokemon fills out the fairy part of that, and that is Slurpuff. Slurpuff is a great Pokemon, strictly for the fact that it gets sticky webs and can belly drum, unbird, and sweep. So it has the options. If I bring it, I can bring it as a dedicated lead, and I can set up sticky webs. I can bring it as a wish support set with sticky webs. I can bring it an aromatherapy set. I can bring a belly drum sweeping set. I can bring a Resto Chesto Iron Cotton Guard Calm Mind set with Dazzling Gleam, which kind of was, I'd say, patented by Chimpact in the GBA against Tamanatui. And this is a very good Pokemon. It's much more versatile than a lot of people give it credit for. It can heal Bell, Aromatherapy, whichever one I really want to bring. It's such a good Pokemon, and I really, really, really enjoy using it. And I've always had just a very good time using it. So those are the first 6 picks of my draft. So we will now jump into the 7th. My 7th pick is my tier 5 pick, so I'm just kind of going down the list of the tiers that I have, and that is Alolan Persian, and Alolan Persian fits this team perfectly. It's a pure dark type, which I don't have, and it's basically, hey, I'm gonna Parting Shot, and Parting Shot is perfect for this team because it can allow me to go into Slurpuff and set up belly drums. It can allow me to go into Megalodios, take a hit, start setting up. It can allow me to go into Mamoswine and just not worry about taking as strong of a hit and just nuke something or start breaking through a team. It can allow me to go into Darmanitan and start breaking a team. It can allow me to go into Shaman, either break a team or Leech Seed or just wall a Pokemon. It's such a perfect fit to this team, and you'll see with the rest of my picks, it fits incredibly. Alolan Persian is going to be the glue to this team. It's going to be a great momentum gainer. And right now, I have great momentum with Alolan Persian. I have Darmanitan with U-turn, and I have Zapdos with both U-turn and Volt Switch. And I do pick up one more Pokemon that adds to that kind of Volt Switch group that I have. Furcoat is an incredible ability. It doubles my defense, which is great because it's only base 60 defense, but it doubles the final stat. So even uninvested, its defense stat is 312, and that is great. That is perfect. Even if I maxed it out and I run, let's say I'm running bold. I'm running the bold nature. 240. It goes up to 480. That's incredible, and that's not including the HP stat that I could invest. And it's base 115 speed, which is something I haven't talked about yet. It filled out a great speed tier for me. It's my fastest Pokemon in this draft, and it's above Megalodios. And it's bulky. It's great. I can add that speed wherever I want. It can foul play. It can taunt. It's great. I love this Pokemon. So, next Pokemon I grabbed Nihilego. I wanted more hazards. So far, my hazard setting is Mamoswine, and I can set up Sticky Webs with Slurpuff. Now, yes, Mamoswine is great at setting up rocks because it forces so many switches. But I also wanted Nihilego. Nihilego can set up Toxic Spikes. It can also set up Stealth Rocks, and it can also be an incredible sweeper. It's also very especially bulky, which is really great. It can foul play. I can run an Assault Vest foul play set. It can do a lot of things, and it's very versatile, and it's very, very great, and I love this Pokemon so much. It's such a good Pokemon. It's brought me a championship before. Basically put my entire team on its back for a lot of games, and it's such a good Pokemon. Can run Scarf, can run a speed boosting set, a lot of different things. It's such a good Pokemon. Next is pretty much the one dual typing that I kind of have. I have one more, but it's not as big of a deal. So I do eventually grab another electric type to pair up with Zapdos, and I think electric types are perfectly fine being able to double up on typing, because some teams may not even have a ground type. I have Mamoswine, but some teams might not have a ground type. And if they don't have an electric immunity, just Volt Switch all around their team. Just don't give up. Just Volt Switch all over them. But I'll show you here's my electric type. So I grabbed Heliolisk. Helios was one of my last picks in the draft. I'm showing it now because I'm talking about electric types. It's an electric normal type, so it does give me a normal type. And it's very strong. It is the Weather Salamander, or whatever it is. And it's very, very good, even without weather. Its speed plus its special attack is very, very, very good. I can Scarf it, I can Specs it, I can throw Life Orb on it, Life Orb Hyper Voice, Life Orb Thunderbolts, Life Orb Discharges. I could run Parabolic Charge if I wanted to get some recovery. It's a very good Pokemon. I really enjoy it. Next. So, this is my other dual type. I got Mimikyu. I love Mimikyu. I've been playtesting a little bit with Mimikyu, and it's such a good Pokemon. Disguise. I can throw Life Orb on it. I can throw Focus Sash on it. I can do whatever I want with this Mimikyu. And basically, it's going to come in, set up a Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak, Drain Punch, play rough, maybe some other coverage moves. Who knows? But it's just going to come in, sweep, and win. Mimikyu does that. Mimikyu is such a good Pokemon. It gives me a Ghost type, gives me the second Fairy type, but it gives me the opportunity to set up even more, which is incredible. I love Mimikyu. Mimikyu with Disguise is incredible. As long as I don't face a Mold Breaker Mon, this Pokemon is going to be fantastic. It might even be the kill leader of the entire tournament. I'm hoping it's going to be. I'd really love to see that. Mimikyu, great Pokemon. So, lastly, if you've noticed, I don't have a Water type, and I don't have a Steel type. So, I can either fill one of those, or I can fill both of them. And, I decided, why not fill both of them? No, not at the end. I grabbed the best defogger in Empoleon. So, I know that meme has kind of died, best defogger, but I still have it. It does give me more defog support. It gives me more rock support, and it gives me a very, very bulky water and steel type. It is a great Pokemon. It will love accepting wishes from the Slurpuff if I really want to. It'll love coming in on the Parting Shot from a lone person to set up rocks or to defog. It could Flash Cannon away. It can send up some Scalds. It can do a lot of different things, and it's a very, very good Pokemon, and I really hope I'm going to enjoy using it. And I think it's going to be very, very versatile, especially because of its very good defense stats. It doesn't really have the best recovery, but I can throw some leftovers on it. I can get a wish into it, maybe from Mega Latios, maybe from a Slurpuff. So it's going to be a very good Pokemon. I could get it in on a Leech Seed, with Shaman's Leech Seed. I can do a lot of different things to get its health back up, and I think I can be very creative with it. So that is the Pokemon World Cup draft analysis for your Russian Rowlet, coached by me, Brother Yubby, and I do want to say thank you for joining me on this kind of video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, do whatever you want. You can dislike it for all I care, as long as you're showing whether you liked it or not. Give me some feedback down in the comments below. I know I say a lot. I'm sorry. I know I ramble. I know I stumble over my words, but we can work on that. Whatever. Not that big of a deal. So, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the content that the Pokemon World Cup is going to provide. I hope that we can really bring a good name to the Pokemon World Cup and really kind of battle in the sense of a World Cup, and with the World Cup in mind. Hopefully we bring a lot of groups of people, not only just a lot of different groups together, but hopefully we can bring a lot of different people together. Hopefully we can start getting some traction in this World Cup kind of tournament, and hopefully we can have a lot of fun with it. So I hope you can all join me for this journey, and check out everyone that I will hopefully be linking their YouTubes to. Follow them, follow the World Cup, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you again.